For those people unfamiliar with my voice, my last name is spelled Mingils, M-I-N-G-I-L-S. Sounds like Pringles, but it's M-I-N-G-I-L-S. And you have my phone number over here. Of course, I always like to say thanks for people who are listening in. We appreciate your time, your attention, and your business. We take that very seriously, that you're doing whatever you're doing for a reason, and that reason has to work. So we are here talking a little bit about something that's inspirational for me. So I'm going to give you my little short story about our newest program called the FlyAway program. But as I get started, I'll do a little bit of a ramble so you can hear a little bit about my voice and suggest or think if I seem emotionally stable, because some people in this industry are not. And this way, at least you can see that we're good guys. I've been running a company called PM Marketing or Network Lead since 1998. So if longevity means something, I guess that means something. It's only been almost been about 20 years. The next thing is prior to that, I was in direct sales and direct sales management. I worked for a company called Electrolux, you know, the vacuum cleaner guys. And I eventually ran as many as 96 different offices as an area vice president. So at 26 years old, I earned the right to be able to occupy, if you will, or be over like 1/5 of the U.S. business for a multi-million dollar company that was called Electrolux. Now, the Electrolux you see in the stores today aren't the same ones that I used to sell, and that's another story. But I spent my lifetime hiring, training, motivating, and developing a sales force. So hire, train, motivate, and develop a sales force. And in 1996, when I moved from Chicago to Florida, which is where I am now, and you'll see this in the movies if you watch some of our previous movies. When I came down here, I said to myself, I wonder if I could run my own company. And I wanted to do something working from home. Remember, in the late 1990s, the internet was just starting, and nobody really knew where it fit. But when I looked at that @ sign and that www, I knew it wasn't going away. Now, I wasn't the only one, obviously. The internet has created a new economy. But with that new economy has come some real challenges. Number one, people that can sling together some interesting statements and meet people that either have more money than they have common sense or just nice and trusting. They've been abused constantly by our industry in the network marketing or home-based business arena. Pyramid schemes, Ponzi scams, all of that sort of stuff. And we deal with that every day because you might be listening in and you might be one of those people that tried something and have it just not work out. So I reached a tipping point a long time ago. And I said, you know, I think we have to be at least part of the income opportunity. We've been doing this for 20 years. I've been committed to sitting in this seat or walking around with the headphones with a group of people that have been working with us, again, for as long as a period of time. We're committed and we do more things, I think, than any other company possible in the home-based business arena to educate the entrepreneur how to become a successful entrepreneur. And some of them listen and some of them don't. They kind of do their own things. So many people over the previous years have said to us, what do you got? What do you have? I want to hitch my wagon to your cart. And I'm not a farmer, so that may not be a good example. But the reality is they want to work with us. So one of the things that I did is I said to myself, we better generate something that's easy to explain. So for those people that need easy, so we're going to give you something easy to explain, but be able to give you the sincere rewards that you probably deserve. Not get-rich-quick scheme stuff, but just like, you listen, Peter, people have said to me, I'm looking to make a couple extra dollars. If I could make a few extra $100 every single week or every single month, that would make a big difference. And then if I could do that, that would probably start a cascading series of positive events that might be able to have me make the necessary changes I want so I can kind of attach it to something else. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We're a legitimate company. We've had products for over 20 years. We keep developing new things, and you guys get a chance to take advantage of any or all of that, as well as the things that we do. So let me allow myself to ask you to stop for a second and think about the following scenario. So we needed something simple and something fun to be able to explain the compensation plan. Our products, again, are a given. They already work. My company is already here. We can be here for another 20 years if I decide that we want to be here for another 20 years, I'm sure. We have enough people to be able to carry on even if I hit my untimely demise. So in reference to this, I said, then we need really just like an interesting kind of a cool story that people will be able to jump onto and want to tell the world, because sometimes that phone is like a 500-pound gorilla, or that phone is something that most people are afraid to pick up. But they talk to people every day, which is really kind of weird. So here we go. Imagine, if you will, You're driving in a car. So say you drive, and you're driving in a car, and you're in the left-hand lane in a major highway, and you're going kind of quick. So you're in the left-hand lane, a major highway, and you're going kind of quick. Now, the reason why you're going kind of quick is you're keeping up with traffic. Keeping up with traffic means there's probably people behind you pushing you, there's people in front of you keeping you going faster, and there's people on the right which keeps you in the left-hand lane. So if you could just imagine yourself driving in that car in the left-hand lane, somewhat heavy traffic, and I hate to say it, you're going above the speed limit because you're keeping up with traffic, and even the cops understand that as well, our fine police force. So in reference to that, there you are, you're driving. Now, what are you driving to? You're coming over to give me some money. So whether it's $20 or $100 or $500, let's just say for this example, it's $100. So you're coming over to see me, and you're whipping around, going kind of fast. So you got your windows closed. So as you have your windows closed, you brought somebody with you for the drive. Maybe your puppy or a kitten or a cat or a dog or a person or a mother-in-law or something. So somewhere along the way, as you're driving at a high rate of speed in the left-hand lane with the windows closed because you're going kind of fast, you had that $100 bill laying somewhere on perhaps your front seat, you know, the one to the right of you. And then all of a sudden that dog or that kid or that mother-in-law or whatever it might have been accidentally hit the electronic window button, and it came down a little bit. Now, you like fresh air, so you had your window down just a little bit as well. And when they opened that other window, just a teeny-weeny little slice, it created this vortex kind of tornado in your car, which whipped that $100 bill, flew straight out the window. Now, if you're listening to this, what would you probably say? Now, you can say it because you're listening, so nobody else can hear what you're going to say next. So go ahead. What are you going to say? Now, I know what I would say. It'd be something like, oh, shoot. And maybe even depending on how badly I needed that $100, maybe even worse than that. So wham, it goes flying straight out the window. So when that thing flies straight out the window, you know, imagine that you were on the phone also at the time, probably hands-free, right, because you're a responsible driver. So whoever was listening in as you guys were talking heard this as well. So they said, well, what happened? Now, you'd probably tell them, right? So you'd probably tell them, I was driving, I had to give Peter $100, and it flew out the window. And they kind of laughed, or you kind of laughed. And because, again, you were in the left-hand lane, going kind of fast, keeping up with traffic, there was no way in the world you could turn around. It was gone. That $100 bill flew away. Well, imagine that kind of upset you, and then the phone rang again, and you told them the FlyAway story. The $100 bill flies away. And they kind of sympathized with you. Oh, that really stinks. And where were you? You know, they asked them for clues. Do you think I'd be able to find it on the highway somewhere? Maybe. I doubt it, though. With all the things that I just said, probably not. Then you told the third person. Then you told the fourth person. Then you told the fifth person. And as you hang up on the fifth person, all of a sudden something, remember you had two windows open. Your window on the left, just a little crack. He's like the little fresh air coming in. And since this vortex tornado type thing kind of spun that $100 out, he kept that window open anyway because there was nothing else to fly out. And all of a sudden, right past your face on the inside of the car comes two $100 bills laying right on top where the first one just kind of went away when it flew away. And then what would you say? You'd say, whatever you're going to say, so say it because you're just listening in. You'd probably say, oh, shoot, or something like that. What the heck just happened? Well, when that just happened, maybe the phone was ringing, and someone said, what had just happened? It was really the strangest things. I was going to give $100 to Peter, and in the process of giving $100 to Peter, the electronic window went down, and something flew around. I told 5 people, and bam, $200 is there. I doubled my money, you might say. Now, what if that were true, and you came and you visited with me, and you gave me the $100, and you told me the interesting story, and I said, that is something, huh? So you drove home. But on your way home, you know, like Dumb and Dumber, if you will, you left a $100 bill in the same things. You rolled up the window, so this way it's not going to go aside. But then all of a sudden, the dog, the cat, your mother-in-law, somebody, your friend, whatever, pushed the button, and the same thing happened all over again. And you were on the phone, you told somebody, and then you told somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else, and you got through the fifth guy, you hung up the phone, and bam, $200 is sitting there again for you. You'd say, this is crazy. I spend $100 or I fly $100 away, however it is, and then all of a sudden I come back and there's $200 there. Now that's an interesting story. Now it may not be true in real life, so I don't think many of you should really start to do this experiment because I don't think it's going to happen. But if you take a look at the image or the concept, I spent $100 or $100 flew out of my window. Now for me it might be to give us some valuable services, but $100 flew out of my window and I told 5 people who kind of did the same thing, and then all of a sudden I was able to double my money. Well, that's kind of like the way our compensation plan works. So we have a Building Fortunes affiliate program, and we have different products. And we have a $100 product that includes something. And when you tell 5 people to do exactly the same thing, it'll be just like that dollar bill flying out of the window, flying back in, bringing its friend. You'll double your money. Now, we can't say you double your money by doing nothing because that would be like a stock or an unregistered security, and then I'm going to jail. So that is an unregistered security, and guess what? I can sling those sentences together so I know what that means. We sell real products. We have real customer support. We pay real commissions. We do all the things that make us a real company. So for all those people that are looking for something real, where you might be able to double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money, and then don't stop, you might be able to do it with us. So that was the inspiration behind the FlyAway story. Because I was thinking, you know, what could we possibly do to help people explain this in a fun way? So ask yourself this question. Could you explain the FlyAway story maybe to somebody else? You could even have a little bit of fun, right? Driving in the left-hand side of the road, somewhat heavy traffic, going faster than you're supposed to. Doggy pushes the electronic button. Something flies away. What do you say? They're going to tell you what they say. You have a nice conversation going. So for all those people that are afraid to have conversations with people, there's an interesting FlyAway story that could be kind of fun. So we have this program called the FlyAway program. We added it on to everything else that we do in Building Fortunes. So if you go to networkleads.com/FlyAway, you can look and see a little bit more about it. But I use the $100 example, just a $100 example. We have a few things. For some people, $100 might be a little bit steep, or for some people, $100 is nothing. But for our foreign customers, $100 can be a lot of money. We have a lot of people in foreign countries where $100 is a significant amount of money. So they could do something for far less. So I said, okay, then I think we better do something for less for those people that are a little bit afraid and need to test the program, or for those people that just are tight and those people that want to work with us. So I put together something at the $20 level using the product that you get for the $20 level, and that is our, I gotta find my site, bear with me guys. There we go, our Phase 3 website. So on our Phase 3 website, this is the product that people get when they buy it for $20. It's a website builder and a few other things that people will be able to use. And we sell it for $19.95. I'm rounding it up to $20 for the FlyAway program, just so people can have an easy way to explain it, because it's easier to do the math. And when I go log in, I took a little bit of time and I used our own product to be able to design a really quick website that you'll be able to take a look at if you wanted to as well. So if you want some more details, you can go to the top one over here, which is makeyourown.economy.com/FlyAway. So makeyourown.economy.com is our very first website, domain name, that we're using for Phase 3. And you can push on all these different buttons. And you'll be able to, as you go there, makeyourown.economy.com/FlyAway, you'll be able to see a little bit about this, but here's the way it works. When you do the $19.95, which I'm rounding up to $20 for the program, so we're upping the price to $20 for the FlyAway product only because the math is easier, you get this really cool product. And I was able to push some buttons and type in some things really quickly. So I was able to do all that sort of stuff so you can see it. When you do that product and you tell 5 friends that kind of do the same, we'll double your money, because you'll earn it, to $40. And if you said, well, I want to be a little bit more aggressive, or don't you guys have any other products we can use? We do. We have another product called, I think I'm going back here, 1 second. So this is the $20 package. I kind of explained that. I did the $100 one. So here's what happens with the $100 one, right? You start with the $100, tell 5 people to do exactly the same. Now, it might take you 20 people, 30 people, 100 people because you might be new at it. But let's just say, for instance, you spoke to some best friends. They said, yeah, I think I'll do that too because I love the things that Peter does and the things that PM Marketing does and things that Network Leads do, and they're really good guys, and I know that I can apply the principles that they teach and use their products to build something because they have real products. They're not just excuses for a money game, and many of you know exactly what I mean when I'm talking about those types of things. So for the $100, you get the phase 3, you get the autoresponder associated with the phase 3, and you get our classified ad website account. We have a humongous ad network account that you would get as well. So you get all of that for the $100. So you tell 5 people, they do the same thing. $200 comes in to however you want us to send it to you on that 5th time. Now, for some people, they really do like our stuff. I mean, they really do like our stuff. By the way, these pages will change as we're kind of doing some stuff. For some other people, they love our Making Sales or Excuses sales training. I just spoke to a gal before this conference, if you will, and she told me that she's been using my product, meaning the Making Sales or Excuses training program, and that has actually helped her climb the corporate ladder. I have lots of people that have used our sales training before and our motivational training and the SNLP stuff, sales, negotiation, leadership, and promotional training, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They run some of their own companies, or they're in network marketing companies too. We train some people inside the industry and outside the industry. So if you want to take it to the next level and say, you know, I really like you guys, I'm really committed towards learning, I want to learn the profession of this, I want to go a little bit further, you can. If you did the $500 level, you get the $19.95, which is the phase 3 that we bumped up the price to $20 just for this example. We have the humongous ad network account, you'll get that too. And then you'll get our Making Sales or Excuses home-based business training program as well, which is a lifetime, you never have to pay for it again, product of continuous training, because once you make the commitment, so do we to you. And our satisfied customers are some of our greatest referrals, so that's where we get our extra dollars coming in, and you could be part of all that. So if you sold 5 of those after you bought one on your own, you would make $1,000 after the 5th sale. So we put this together. We call it the FlyAway program. So it's a very aggressive compensation plan attached to our already legitimate, already retailable product line. So we're totally compliant. And you'll sell some of these to people that want to do the same thing, or you just sell some of the products by itself. But every 5th one, we're going to double your money that you put into it if you were the one that bought it. So, of course, we do lots of webinars and lots of training on how all this stuff works as well. Now, some people might say to me, well, I want to get started at the $100 level, but what if somebody can only get started at the 20? Like somebody that I know. Well, you get started at the $100 level and get 5 people at the 20, and we'll pay you $40. So we have a separate, if you will, tracking structure in place. So if you get somebody at the lower level, we'll be able to kind of collect that, no problem. And then if you get when you get the 100, you get the 5 people that do the 100, we'll double, right? And you get the $200 after the 5th one. We can do all that sort of stuff. We can track all that stuff. Some people might say, well, what if I can only start at the 20, and then I wanted to really do the 100? Can I upgrade? And the answer is, you know, I always try to treat people the way I would want to be treated, and within reasonable restraints, of course. So if you start at the 20, you say, oh, geez, everybody else is starting at the 100. Can I upgrade? Pay the extra 80, of course, within a reasonable period of time. So reasonableness will be on, if you will, my discretion. But if you could just imagine the type of person I am with all the things that we do, I'm pretty okay with being like a nice guy and doing the things that I would want done, especially if you're actively helping us build our business too. So we call this the FlyAway program. For everybody that might be listening in who has ever wondered, geez, can I just hook up with a really good company to be able to make some extra money and build a profitable business? You'll be able to do it with my company and our new FlyAway program. So get back to the person that brought you here, or call us. Either way, we're going to make sure whoever got you the referral is going to get the credit for whatever's going on, because we do those things like crazy, and you'll be able to work with us. So we go to work with you and for you when you go to work with us on building fortunes and now our newest FlyAway program. So I wanted to be the quickest way, one of the best, most reasonable ways for people to be able to make some legitimate money in a wonderful industry working from home. We're going to catch you next time. My name is Peter Mingils signing off. Here we go.